We're going to take a look now at how the press is reacting to those deadly attacks yesterday. Florence Vimino is here. Good morning.
Hi, Melissa.
Florence, we begin, of course, in Belgium.
That's right. Lots of shock and emotion, as you can imagine. Let's start off with La Libre Belgique. Very simple front page today. You can see here just the date, 22nd of March 2016, and a photo of a gathering held at Place de la Bourse, so in the very heart of Brussels. People gathered there yesterday to hold a vigil to show solidarity to the victims. You can see they've been writing messages in chalk on the sidewalk there, and this very striking image of a man draped in the Belgian flag there.
Now, the very same photo, Florence, is on the page of another Belgian paper this morning, Le Soir.
That's right, Le Soir. You can see here Le Soir in mourning with this black background here, that same photo, and this message, tenir bon, which I guess you could translate as hold on, be strong. In its editorial, Le Soir says there's a terrible feeling that what happened yesterday is not the end, it's just the beginning. Today, Belgians will wake up to a very different world, according to Le Soir. Yesterday's events really mark the beginning of a different kind of life, a life where society will be more closed, more hard, less carefree, and perhaps even more hateful. And Le Soir says this is the real thing we should fear, a society that is more hateful. This is a feeling that we must fight against by all means.
Now, yesterday's attacks have, of course, shaken the whole of Europe. A number of European leaders have made it clear that it was Europe as a whole that was under attack, Florence. And, of course, it's a leading story across the continent. You've been putting out some of the more powerful images from around the continent's
That's
press.
right. There's so many front pages. I made just a selection today. Let's start with Berlinsk. That's a Danish paper. You can see the mannequin piece, so a very symbol of Belgium here, draped in the Belgian flag. A terror in the heart of Europe. Ara, that's a Catalan paper, has also a very powerful front page today. You can see one word on the front page of Ara. It says dolor. If we can pull that up for you there, you can see it. Pain. And you can see this European symbol here that is starting to lose some of its stars. The European flag, they're losing some of its stars. Bild, the German tabloid, has a very impressive front page today. Some very impressive photos taken just after the bombings at the airport and at the metro station. You can see here Bild saying, "We are at war." And the British paper, The Independent, also has a very powerful front page today. Darkness in the heart of Europe, in this very striking photo that was taken of passengers fleeing the Maelbeek metro station, which of course is right next to the European Union institutions.
Now, a photo you can also find, Florence, on the front page of the French paper Libération.
That's right. Libération has that very same photo today with the date, March 22nd, 2016. And you can see the logo for Libération has been changed in the back. You can see the colors of the Belgian flag. A very moving editorial in Libération to say today. Editorial that's been shared a whole lot on social media. We feel Belgians' pain after Madrid, London, and Paris. Another emblematic European capital has been hit at its heart. And Libération really pays tribute to Brussels as a beautiful city, a symbolic city, a city that is at times disorganized, a little bit crazy, but a city that is cosmopolitan and welcoming, bubbling with creativity, a city that lives fully, a city that is anti-fanatical, that has been attacked by fanatics, but a city that will stay strong.
Now, other papers here in France, Flo, are covering the story. Many papers are echoing that fact that these attacks are something that we're sadly having to get used to.
That's right. There's this feeling that this is becoming somewhat of a terrible routine. Let's take a look here at the front page of L'Opinion, talking about how this is just one day in the war that is perhaps a European war, a world war. You can see this cartoon here by Kak. It's paying tribute to Hergé, the very famous Belgian cartoonist. You can see the two characters here, Quick and Flupk. They're wearing these Je suis Bruxelles t-shirts, but right behind them you can see this string of other t-shirts saying Je suis Bamako, Je suis Bordeaux, Je suis Kaboul, Je suis Istanbul. So really this is becoming somewhat of a tragic routine. And in fact, that is exactly what Les Echos, the business paper, says in its editorial today. It seems like we're getting used to these things. We're getting the hang of these things. And you can see on its front page, it's focusing on another angle that you were mentioning, the fact that this is Europe as a whole that's been attacked here. L'Europe attaqués. Le Figaro as well, talking about how Europe was hit at its heart. This is everyone's war, la guerre de tous. That is what Le Figaro says in its editorial. Who is next on the list? And Le Figaro calls on EU authorities to step up security and in a way to wake up to the situation. It's quite critical of what it calls the modesty of the EU Parliament and certain European capitals to face reality. In the face of an enemy that's calling the shots, Europe must exist as a force, a real force, a protective force, but also a powerful force. And Le Parisien echoes what Le Figaro says. It calls for more security, real cooperation in terms of anti-terrorism. You can see here it's talking about war in Europe on its front page.
Now, finally, a quick word on social media. Of course, it lights up at times like these, and there's been a huge outpouring of emotion across the social media networks over the course of the last 24 hours.
Absolutely. Many cartoons, as you can imagine, as often happens in these cases. You can see this is a cartoon by which has been shared a lot on social media. Tintin, and his dog Snowy there shedding a tear. The cartoonist Mina also features Tintin today with Obélix, the famous Gallic character, giving a hug to Tintin, so a show of solidarity from France. Plantu, the cartoonist for Le Monde, also a show of solidarity from France. Shared grief here. Of course, we had the November attacks, the 13th of November attacks, and then the attacks yesterday in Brussels. There were more defiant messages of solidarity as well. We saw the hashtag Je suis Bruxelles, pray for Brussels. A lot of images being shared. For instance, I pulled up an image that was shared quite a lot showing the mannequin Piss actually peeing here on terrorism, quite literally piss and love. So quite a comic take on the situation, perhaps a defiant show of force here. Now, a hashtag tous ensemble, all together, also went viral. I'll show you just another image that went quite viral, that echoing the je suis Bruxelles, je suis Paris. This one I won't read out loud, but this one definitely went quite viral on social media. Just this sense that this is becoming tragic, something that we're getting used to, but something we're getting very tired of as well. And just to end on one last image that also went quite viral. This, of course, Belgium is very famous for its French fries, and you can see this is a very defiant photo of French fries. For the story, actually, this is an advertisement for Burger King that was used quite a couple of years ago, but it's come out here in this situation. You can see that hashtag tous ensemble. Once again, this is a very powerful image we've been seeing on social media.
The ultimate freedom prize. Thank you very much indeed, Florence Villeminot. A look there at what the European press has to say about the attacks yesterday, the worst on Belgian soil, the worst ever on Belgian soil. 28 minutes past 7, a quick break, and the headlines in just a moment.